Hey, restoration contractor. In this video, I'm going to do a case study for a pitch that I did for a marketing plan for Mann services. So this is something kind of we would do for you as well, and kind of how we would kind of go about making a game plan and then executing on that game plan for businesses to get more failed cross-based leads, as well as build a referral system and just more jobs in general. So here I'll just go real quick onto their website and kind of give a rundown so you kind of know what I'm talking about when I go through the pitch for the marketing plan. So here, first thing, stormwater control. You don't want to say that. It's bad for SEO. It's not what homeowners search up. So those are kind of the keywords you want to use. And this is very generalized. You want to be more specific so that you can rank for specific searches. And another thing is Google only knows what you tell it. So if you are not giving it enough information, it will not know anything about your business and it will not be able to tailor you onto certain Google search results. So for example, photos like this, right? There's no descriptions, there's no meta text, subtext kind of explaining, okay, this was a failed cross-base encapsulation, right? Usually you won't see that. It would be a vapor barrier, but let's say homeowner cross-base done in Pelham, Alabama, which is where this company is located. And then the form's good. And yeah. And so one other thing I want to point out is service area. They're trying to service the entire state of Alabama. That does not work. You cannot, one company, right, especially like a smaller business, is not servicing the entire state of Alabama. Google is going to hurt your ranking and you will not pop up for individuals because no one says, hey, I need cross-based work done for Alabama. No, they're saying the individual city. Like if they lived in Montgomery, you would say, I need, Montgomery, Alabama cross-based work or whatever the case may be, right? So you do not want to target this. You want individual pages for each individual area. And that's what we would kind of go in and build each page. So it is a lot of manual labor. And so that's what you're paying for with the SEO. And then kind of the expertise on how to build that, basically. Sorry, let me just get rid of that real quick out the way. And one other thing is there are like right here. So foundation, you need to specify like certain things like structural foundation, right? Like piers, steel piers, right? So crawl space, vapor barriers, encapsulation, sub pump, flood, whatever, right? French drain. So that was good here. You want to kind of gutters, right? You need to have each service listed out for its own page so that you can rank and Google can see that you are specializing in the specific service. There's enough information on there that they believe that you're credible, right? The algorithm thinks that you're the leading expert in the area. And that was another point that this kind of company, when they had a brief conversation with us, they mentioned that their budget cannot compete with the top 3 largest companies in the area, right? They have hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw at ads. And realistically, with $1,000 to $1,500, you cannot compete with that, right? They're going to take all of those people and you just might just get like just a few of the scraps, right? So the top 3 get everything. The bottom 3 right under that might not get as much. And so this is how we kind of made a game plan for him to navigate around that. And so we're trying to dominate his local area, right? And build like a local network and a referral system that honestly the top 3 big dogs aren't getting, right? Because they're trying to get any and everyone. They're not trying to get specialized. They're not trying to get a small niche of people. They're trying to target everybody. And so what we're doing is we're trying to tailor the page so it targets and specializes, which they're not doing, which would rank you higher than them. So one other thing is the work here, it's not showing what they actually do. There's no descriptions, Google cannot look at a photo and say, oh my God, that's a crawl space, right? You have to tell it that. This was a failed inspection, French drain, right? Like you have to, again, you have to let them know, you have to tell them. And that should be done in the backend as well through HTML. One other thing is kind of the crawl space here for this website. You can tell it's a template. This is a WordPress template that honestly is very sloppy work, and someone is getting paid to do this type of work. So we would never do this type of sloppy work. I personally don't like people who do stuff like this because it gives a bad look on the industry as a whole, and they're just not doing what they promised to do. And they're talking about French drains in a section where it should be about crawl space. That's also going to hurt your SEO. So this website honestly is pretty like it ticks me off, to be honest, just looking at it, and how you can charge someone for this, and someone's paying you money and you're not doing like the bare minimum, to be honest. But that's besides the point. Sorry, I'm going off on tangent. This is kind of the plan we came up with. Like, Google rankings are heavily influenced by relevance, distance, and prominence. So Google specifically says detailed business info helps it match a business to relevant searches. So what we would do is we would create a page for each individual area here. And then for each area, we would have money pages. So each of these, right? So encapsulation for Pelham, encapsulation for Montgomery, encapsulation for everything. So you are ranking, and if someone for some reason searches up encapsulation, right, for in this specific area, you are going to pop up. If you're running ads, you are more likely to pop up than other people. So you're building that organic and then non-organic kind of pipeline as well. And another kind of aspect that separates us from other people is we target home inspection crawl space repairs and just home inspection failed anything. That way, when you do the job, you're working with 2 agents as well. These are referral leads. These are people you should be building relationships with. These are people where if you're working with them, you do good work, you charge fair pricing, you're responsive, right? You're going to be known as the local guy, the one everybody goes to. Like, hey, do you know anyone who does crawl space work? I have an issue here. That's usually what people do before going to Google, right? They ask someone, hey, do you have anyone you refer? Because there's a barrier of trust behind that, right? So versus on Google, I don't know that business. I don't know who that is, right? And then, so if someone gets a referral, they go on Google and they see they're a legit business. They see the reviews. They see it's professionally built, right? They're more than likely going to reach out, more than likely going to kind of give you the job, right? And so all you have to do is be able to answer within 5 minutes and get out there quick and give them a quote, right? So more than likely, if you are the one who's out there first and you're the one who's talking to them first, right, you're going to be the one getting the job. So we kind of mentioned that as well. And then one other thing is this website has the sample page still on the website, and it's indexed, and it says it's WordPress, you know? So it's like, it's very sloppy work, not done properly. And there's no case studies. We would add those on there. There's no reviews, no testimonials. Competitors have them, right? So they have the trust profiles, and this really helps with SEO, especially. You want to have every kind of the list of work, right? You need to have multiple sources saying that you do good work, pointing back to your website. That's going to help you rank. So instead of a generic gallery, each job should become a small SEO page. Let me explain you're going to have testimonials, right? You're going to explain the job, right? That's just it's those little things right there that really push you above your competition. So, and then I guess we would do like implementation. So we're just showing kind of how we're going to optimize the Google business profile, referral network, their Facebook page as well. We're going to specify, right? Use the keywords. These are some of the keywords we came up with. And so this is just kind of a quick marketing plan that we came up with for this contractor as a case study. And And if this is something that you are interested, feel free to reach out and we'll do something similar for you.